Hi everyone, hope you're well. So we're going to change the font style, size and color. So in that textbook over here, this starts on page 10 and we're going to go all the way to page 14, I believe. Yes, so just all the way there. There's some activities that we need to do, and we are going to go through some of the things we need to cover. So changing the font style, size and color. So if you go to Microsoft Word, it's usually where we're going to do everything in exploring documents. So if you go here, you can change the font style over here. They even give you a little preview of how it would look like. So if you want to make something that looks very old school, let's take this. Let's say cheese is the bee's knees. Okay, so it looks old, and let's say I want to make that the heading. You can change the font size by clicking on any of these numbers. And you can also click inside of that box and you can make your own number that's not on the list. So let's make it 11.5. So now it's 11.5 big. And let's say you just want to see how it would look like if it's a bit bigger. You can just click on that A over there and you'll see it has an up arrow, and this A over here has a down arrow, so that means it makes the text smaller. And in this box here you'll see what the actual size of the text then becomes. Okay. Then you can also use this. I know it's not part of the book, but it's just nice to know. You can make everything uppercase. You can make capitalize each word, and you can toggle the case so that the first letter is let's just choose a different style. So I'm just going to say agency FB. So you can make everything just like a normal sentence would be. So capital letter at the start, and I'm not sure why that's wrong there. You can make everything lowercase, make everything uppercase, so it means putting everything in capital letters, and capitalize each word. This is nice for a name of a company or some acronyms. And toggle case, which is a bit different, where every start of the word is a small letter. So wherever you would use this, by default it's just good to have it as a sentence case. And then the font color, you can just click, you'll see this A over here, that if you hover your mouse over it, you'll see it says change the color of your text. So you'll see if I click on this red A, nothing happens. So it's important to choose what it is you want to change. So if I didn't want to change this entire sentence, let's just say I wanted to say the bees, then you just choose the bees and you say cheese is the bee's knees. And this we can make orange, because the type of cheese I like is orange, and actually bees would make sense to be black and yellow, so we can also do it like that. So cheese is the bee's knees. Okay, you guys get it. Okay, and then there's something called bold. Make your text bold. So have a look over here. I'll zoom in more so that we can just see what the difference would be. But if I click on this bold, you'll see that it makes the word bolder. It makes it bigger. And if I unclick it, it just turns back to where it normally was. So bold. This one is called italics. So italicize your text. All that does is just makes it a bit thinner, and then it skews it to the right. So boom. So it looks a bit thinner. Or maybe it just looks thinner because it's skewed to the right. So it looks kind of like someone is writing this with their book a bit skewed. And then underline is just underlining the entire text there. Okay, so you don't necessarily just have to choose one, you can choose all of them, so then it looks like that. So yeah, I believe that's most of the things that we had to cover. Font styles, so here are my font styles. No, font size, we've done that, there's a font size. Font color, we've also done, and you can also say more colors, and then you can create your own color, so you can also do that, which is also nice. So now everything is very blue. font color, and then existing text. You can change font style. Okay, so we've done that with bold, underline, and italics. Okay, awesome. So now we can start with this activity. So if you'd like, you can pause and just see if you can do this on your own. So let's start. So I'm going to close this. That was just for an example. So the first thing we need to do is look at the file info about vegetables. So file info about vegetables. And I'm just going to download it. Just remember that when you have a file, just right click and say open link in new tab. Okay, so that was the first one. Look at it, and then your teacher will look at what your teacher will give you. What text in the file would you make bold? Okay, so enable editing. So vegetables. So if I'm only allowed to make something bold and nothing else, I would make the heading of this bold. So it stands out that this is the heading of my piece of information that we have here. Why are they important? That they would not advocate diet example. Yeah, I'm fine with putting my bold in there. And then what text in the file would you make bold? So now we need to answer this question. So I'm just going to say activity 2.1. You can also do this on a separate Word document and then just answer the questions like that. So you can also do it like this, where you have all of them together. So you can say activity 2.1, and the first question was just what text in the file do you make bold? The heading vegetables. Okay, the heading vegetables. Next, what text in the file would you underline? I still feel like a heading has to stand out, so vegetables. But we can also say why are they important, gives us lots of nutrients, without them we would not have a very good diet. Why are they important? Maybe the subheadings. Vegetables, why are they important? Yeah, I would say the subheading, why are they important? So I'm just going to go to that part. Oh, I actually typed this in the wrong one, my bad. Just go here. And then we just say the subheading. If you didn't know that we call that a subheading, it's fine, because the question asked what text in the file would you underline. So I would have underlined why is it important. So that's the text. So I'm just going to copy that. You can also type it out, nothing wrong with that. I'm just going to say just keep my text. So when you paste, you have an option to keep the source formatting, so as a subheading. You can merge it into the format that we have here, or you can paste it in as a picture, or you can just keep the text. So I usually, when I just copy text, I just like to copy and paste it as a text. So the subheading, why are they important? And next, what text in the file would you make italics? Okay. So usually italics is a good thing to use when you put in a word that isn't originally from the language that you're speaking in. So if there's a word over here, like broccoli is brassica, yeah, I would just italicize that, because it shows that it's a foreign name, or I think it's a Latin. I think it's the Latin names for what these things are called. Oh yeah. Do you know that each vegetable has a Latin name? Yes. Okay. So that makes sense. So yeah, that's what I would do. So I would copy this. And okay, so just so that you guys know, when I copy, I just press Control and C on my keyboard, on the screen keyboard. So while pressing Control, I press C. So keeping control in, then I press C. That copies it, and then when I want to paste it, I press control and then V. So you'll even see here, if you want to copy something, control plus C, and if you want to paste something, you press control plus V. So control C, because I've selected this word over here, and then I'm just gonna paste in my words over there. And the other one is this one. They didn't say you have to change it. I'm just changing it to show you why I would do that. So it just brings everything together. And there we go. And then I'm just going to untalicize it. So the Latin names for the vegetables. Okay. And then I'm just going to put all of this in brackets, in quotation marks. Something's weird here. Is it Latin? Oh, Latin needs to be a capital letter apparently. And yeah, that is all we had to do for activity 2.1. Then activity 2.2, I'm just going to underline this, and activity 2.2, and then we just start some numbering. Okay, so which of the following fonts would be best for someone the same age as you? So you would probably choose something different, but for me, I am a young working adult, and I like things to be just very plain and simple. So I would use the menu at the right. So I would say the fourth one. Fourth one, the very left. Right. As it is simple and readable. Okay. Oh, that's all. What makes it the best font for someone the same age as you? Okay, I put my answer in already. The fourth one at the very right, as it's simple and readable. That's not really a good reason, but simple and readable, as not to waste time to read and understand. Okay, so that's what I would say there. And oh, we're at activity 2.3. Activity 2.3, and then we just start the numbering again. Oh wait, this restart numbering. There we go. So which of the following fonts would be the best for a formal document? I would say this second one over here. So I would say the second one from the left would be the best, and I'm guessing they're asking why. So I feel this is too bold, and this is a bit too loosey, like too loosey-goosey. It doesn't look professional. And the only reason why I would say all of this is because I've seen different documents, so I know what I would like to read. This one looks a bit more informal. I would like to have a letter like this sent to me from one of my friends or students, or where it's not expected of me to actually give this to a professional person. This just looks old school, and it looks professional. It's neat. I think that's the most important thing I'm getting from here. This one looks the neatest. So all of them are obviously neat because they're types, so they all look the same, but it just doesn't have like any extra anything. So it's just plain and simple. With what makes it the best font for a formal document, I would say the reason would be that it looks the neatest. which is a characteristic, or yes, which is characteristic of formalness. I don't think that's a word. Formalness, perfect. Very good explanation. Okay, next one is activity 2.4. Okay, so I'm sure you guys realize that this isn't the most difficult of things to do. It's just trying to figure out what you decide and then just saying why you decided on that. So I'm just gonna do numbering again, restart numbering. Okay, so for number 4, which of the following font colors would be the best for a young audience? I would say bright colors. Bright colors. And what makes those the best colors for a young audience? It gains their attention. Smaller, oh, let's just say children have short attention spans and need color to help them keep engaged with activities. Okay, I'm sure you guys, well, some of you might have some younger siblings, but I'm sure you'll notice that they get bored with something really quickly. And if it's just a pale, like if you give them a paper with like bunch of writing on, and you give them a coloring book with some colors in, I'm sure you know which one they will choose rather to do something with. So usually it's not for everyone, but usually smaller children love bright colors. And then open the document menu.docs that your teacher will give you. So I think, let's see how this goes. Okay, open the document menu. So I'm gonna right click on it and I say open link in new tab. And if I do that, this download button will be over here. So I'm gonna download it. Okay, and I'm gonna click on it. If you do not have this option where you can click on it, so first of all, just click on it if you have that option. So here is my menu document. But if you did not have that option, go over here to your file explorer and then go to downloads, and you'll see there is the newest thing that you have downloaded. Okay, and yeah, that's what we had to do there. I'm gonna close this vegetables. I don't think we need to do anything to it now. And let's just see. Okay, so edit the font style in the document to make it suitable for an audience of 8 to 13-year-olds. Edit the title and subtitles in the document to make them stand out more. The subtitles are the names of each of the menu items. Explain to your friend or your teacher how the changes you have made make the document suitable for audience of 8 to 13-year-olds. Okay, so this one I'm going to leave you guys to be creative with, but let's just say I would like this to be center aligned. I like to have it bold and menu. So since this is for kids, you can actually make it fun. So you can actually go choose some fun text to use. Menu. Okay, so maybe bigger everything would be good for them to read. So I'm thinking of putting everything in the middle, but this is actually something on you if you give me a good explanation on why you did certain things. So I am just gonna make this nice and big, so 24. I want to show you a cool thing. Let's say you put in a lot of effort in deciding, okay, I want this one to be the same as that, or you decide to make it, I don't know, what, like this kind of looks like a wedding. If I look at that, like that's like too advanced for small kids to see. So but you have to make it fun. Like you have to make, I'm sure there's something funnier. That looks cool. I like that one. This actually looks nice. Yeah, I'm gonna go for that. Okay, so I put in a lot of effort. Let's make it colorful, so we can even make the different colors, so red, green, blue, and some yellow. That looks fun. And what you could do is, instead of now having to go and select, okay, we have to, okay, what is my font color, what is all of that, you can actually just say, take this. So you first select and you go to Format Painter. Now if you click on this, whatever you're going to select now is going to be the same as what you did to this one. So you can see that it's already selected. So you go to Format Painter, and now you can just add that to that part, and add that formatting to that part. And we also have the best selection of vegetables. I believe most kids won't like to read that, so let's make it nice and big for them to be able to read it. So I'm also gonna not necessarily use the 72 font size, but I'm just gonna use the style of it, but I'm just gonna make it a bit smaller. So 22 would be a good size. So maybe you can change a few words, and yeah, you can just add that. So from a distance, this looks like a kiddie menu if you look at it. So you can still change a few extra colors and so change the font there. And then what I would say is, if you press Control Enter, you go to the next page, and then now you can just explain why you chose this. So I chose different colors. I'll just zoom in here. I chose different colors to gain the attention and playfulness of the menu. So you can type in anything as long as your explanation makes sense to me, and I also agree that this looks like something for a kiddies menu, then you're welcome. So this is how you would upload that. And I believe you also have to make one for an adult audience. So both of these I'm going to leave you with, but you have everything you need to do that. So you're going to have to, okay, let me do this. So after you did this, you're going to say File, Save As, Browse, and now in your documents you should have a ICT folder. Now this, I first want you to save as a Word document. So you're just going to say Menu and call it Kids, and then you just say Save. Okay, it will be upgraded to the newest version, and now you have Menu Kids. Now what you want to do when you upload this on Google Classroom, you also want a PDF of this. So instead of saving it as a Word document, you're going to save it as a PDF. So it's still going to be called Menu Kids, and you just say Save. And now if you go to Documents and then to where your ICT folder is, now you can just put this one into your Google assignment. And okay, so that's the kids one, and now you need to make one for the adults. So now we just go to our downloads, you go to Menu. So now you're gonna have the original one again, and now let's just change a few things for the adults. Where's that one that looked like a wedding thing? I had it here somewhere. You can even have that one. So you don't have to, just because it's for adults, make it boring. You can still make it beautiful. It's just sometimes the things are just a bit more difficult to read if you're not used to letters. So menu, so you can read it as in a French accent, and yeah, you can make everything else in that font style. So Format Painter, we'll just make it a bit smaller. So most of the times, if you ever go to a fancy restaurant, you won't be able to read everything, and luckily, as most adults have those glasses that they wear, they can see everything. So it's those special glasses that allow them to see this fancy weird text. Okay, so let's just say that's my menu for now. You can also add in color. There's nothing wrong with adding in some color, but just don't overdo it with an adult one. And then same thing, control Enter, and then just say explanation and just give your reason there. Then you say File, save as, browse, go to your documents, go to your ICT folder. Now this one we're going to call menu adults, adults. There we go. And we say save. It's going to save as a Word document, so we say save. Okay, yes. And then now we want it as a PDF, so we say save as, sorry. Now instead of saving it as a Word document, we're going to save it as a PDF. And it's menu adults, and we say save. And there we have the menu. And the last thing that we need to do is these answers for the questions. You're just going to say file, save as, browse, documents, class, ICT, and then in here it's just activity 2, or you can call it skill 2 or activity 2. And you're going to save it. You can either save it as a Word document if you'd later like to edit it, but if you know that you've done that and you come back, you can just save it as a PDF. Say save, and then I just want to show you how you would upload this on Google Classroom. If you are on your Classroom, you will see that when you guys submit something, there's like a hand in button over there, and you have the option to go from your drive, file, or whatever. So you will go here, you go upload. Yours will have like this file button there, and you can browse or drag a file in here. So I would say have your documents open. So go to documents, go to ICT, and now I want to upload menu kids, menu adults, and I also want to add in skill 2. You saw that I just selected different PDFs by clicking on them, but if I just click on them now, nothing happens. If you look on your keyboard and you keep the control button in, very left bottom, if you then click on things, so as you keep that clicked in, you can select individual files. So if you want to put in these 3 files, you just click on them while keeping in control. Now I'm done clicking, so I can leave control. So my mouse, and I have no more hands, my hands are in the air right now. Now all you do, you drag this, so you click on it and you'll see there are 3 things selected. You go to your class here, so you can see if I just hover, it takes me to that window. So while keeping it in, you just hover over here and you just drop it inside there, and then all 3 of those will upload. There we go. So yours will be there right now, but I'm just showing you that from my side, like that's how I upload more than one file. So I'm just going to take this off, but I hope the message is clear and how you can do this. So yeah, that is everything you need to do. You just upload all of that, and then we're done with changing font style, size, and color. So enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.